Hello, everyone. Welcome. Get up in here. As always, I'm going to give about 3 minutes. 3 minutes for everybody to get a chance to get everybody up in here. Welcome to Q&A Sundays. Get on in here. Where today is really about you guys. We'll go as long as there are questions of me or other SMD family members that are in the group. It's totally up to you. But the question today is about you guys to, maybe want to ask some questions on just the basics or maybe what to do during a pandemic. This is all about you. Okay. But always from a debt-free perspective, a mathematical answer back when your question is asked. Your question will be always answered mathematically. So you'll know it's correct. All right. Because as long as the math makes sense, it makes sense. All right. Always remember that. So we got about another 2.5 minutes. Yeah, about 2.5 minutes. And then we're going to get started. No, 1.5 minutes. Then we're going to get started. Welcome, everybody. Get up in here. Q&A Sundays. Welcome. Glad you guys could join. Got a little, yeah, we're getting closer. Let you know when we get started. We're going to get started at the 3-minute mark. Welcome to this beautiful Sunday. Well, here in South Carolina, it's kind of still warm, but sun's not out. It's kind of cloudy at the moment. What's up, Dave Sincere? Welcome. Looks like everybody's starting to get the live notices. What's up, Yellow J? What's going on? He said, "Hey, found." I know that still sounds weird to me. That's just weird. I don't know. I love it though. Don't get me wrong. It's an amazing feeling, and even though it's true, it's just weird when people say it. That's all. What's going on, everybody? Get up in here. We're going to get started in about 30 seconds. Today is about you guys today to ask any type of personal finance question. Should I buy a house? Should I invest? Should I buy a car? Should I buy some gold? Blah, blah, blah. I will always have a mathematical answer for you. Okay. Not an answer from feelings. All right, it's the 3-minute mark. We're going to get started. My name is LJ Young, and I am a 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I help people become financially free by helping them financially see outside what I call the debt matrix. And the debt matrix is a place where everybody believes in credit and debt and finance and all the things that go down in value. And that's where I lived for the first 40 years of my life till I woke up, became debt-free, and now have experienced what true financial freedom is. And true financial freedom is not having $1 million, $1 billion, or $1 trillion. It's having a net worth of zero. Zero means you owe nobody on earth a dime. That means you are free. You are debt-free, aka financially free. Now your foundation is solid. Now you can build wealth upon that, meaning you have money on the north side of zero. Finances are in the black, et cetera, et cetera. All right. And so what that means is if somebody at McDonald's was working and had zero debt, making $15 an hour and had no debt and $1 saved in the bank, somebody that made $200,000 a year, but $400,000 in debt, financially, the McDonald's worker has more money than the person making $200,000 a year. All right. That's mathematically true. All right. So welcome, everybody. Get on in here. Hope you guys have some good questions today. I'll be filling in my stuff every now and then to keep it going. But this is mainly about you. Yellow J says, but seriously, it is cool to go back and see the way it all came together. I've been seeing you, Yellow. I've been seeing you, man. That's crazy to because you were pointing out a couple of things. I was like, damn. It makes me think back of how I was thinking about things at that point. It was just weird. I ended up watching my own video just to see. It's funny to watch. Dave Sincere says, "Oh, I just got an AJC alert. Newspaper states LA fitness gyms are reopening back up in Georgia. Yeah, they're starting to open up everywhere. Hmm. Cosmic Wisdom says, yo, SMD fam. I hope you all are having a great Sunday. BLNS Holding. Hey, peeps. I'm waiting on the resold gym equipment. Yeah. This is, I've been looking at this. I thought for sure, like I was stating earlier, I was like, oh, no, those gyms won't be opening them back up for another 18 months. Obviously, I was wrong. Right. But this is what it is. This is what I learned from this economy crash, and it's just starting, right? It hasn't happened yet. I know people see things opening back up, but that's an illusion. Okay. Do I know what the illusion is for? No, I don't know what the illusion is for, right? But it's never going to be the same. But anyway, the lesson I learned was never I will never underestimate people's value of money over life itself. I will never make that mistake again. I will never do that. I mean, I kind of knew that the majority of people are in debt and they don't even know they're in debt, but I will never underestimate that again, right? People really just don't care. So anyway, I'm sitting back watching. I'm watching to see is coronavirus just going to fade into the wind like it never happened? Because that's how when you go out and about right now and see people doing whatever, nobody's doing social distancing or anything, right? They really don't care. They think it's a hoax or a lie, whatever they believe it is, right? But the powers that be, do they just let people just go back to pretending things are going to be normal again, and then coronavirus just will fade away like it never happened? Or number two, they're going to do like in 19 when the Spanish flu, I forgot what exact year, that it came back with a vengeance. It could be a second wave, you just never know, right? But it's just the weirdest thing to watch. But if they open, like, think about it. If they open sports back up to where people could come back in and watch games, but they say you only can be at 50% capacity, I guarantee you that would never happen in a million years, but the people would do it. That is amazing to see. Cosmic Wisdom says, yep, I told you, LJ, that the states would open before sending stimulus. Oh, gotcha. They are going to do that first. Yeah, they're going to do that first. Yeah, but you know what, Cosmic, though? It just doesn't. What I'm watching right now, right? You and I know the economy will never be the same as before. And for us, that's a good thing. There's a start over free card right now. You get to start fresh. All the fakers are being removed, right? But what amazes me that people, like right now, there's essential workers working more hours for 20% less pay, right? Now, these people that are out of work making more money through unemployment, for some reason, they think they're going to go back and things are going to go back to the way things were before at mandated 50% capacity of all. It just doesn't make any sense. So they think they're going to go back and make the same amount of money and still live the life they live in today. That's never coming back ever. That's gone. Dave Sincere says, right now, people are valuing the economy, money, and their freedom over choice over life. You know what, Dave? And you know what? This is another lesson I learned from this thing going on right now, right? That's the way it is. Period. I cannot be amazed at what the majority of people in debt do. They're slaves. That's what slaves do. They do as they're told because they're in debt. People in debt, they don't even know money doesn't even exist for them in any form. It doesn't even exist. Cosmic Wisdom says, "Don't forget the power of keeping the economic train running." And that's what I was meaning. And that's what I was meaning, Cosmic, as That is the way it is, period. Okay, so when you guys hear me talk about the system and the way it does people, that's by choice. The system is the system. It's feelingless. It doesn't care about anybody. It doesn't favor anybody. The only thing that the system favors is mathematics. If you understand that, you will be rich. The system favors people who understand mathematics and believe in mathematics, and it's against those who don't. That's it. That's the only difference between the rich and the poor. The rich believe in mathematics, the poor do not. And health, for sure. Those are my two top things, Dave. The very two top things. Money and health, period. Cosmic, I'm not saying it's right, but I know and just like, see how you're saying it, kid, Cosmic. Oh, I know it's not right. Those, when she says that, those are feelings. The system is feelingless. Okay. When you guys hear me say a feeling about the system, that's just my feeling. Okay. The system is the system, and it favors those who believe in mathematics. Dave says people are affluent and who have privilege hate the fact of the government telling them what to do. Um, hmm. Well, this is the best way I can say that, Dave. Once you're out of debt, like let me just give you my view. Once you're out of debt, I don't look at the government as some separate entity. Like who works there? Space aliens? This is how I think. When people talk about the government, I ask myself, who works there? People, your mother, your cousin, your sister, brother, they all work there. They're not space aliens. I don't look at the government as a separate entity. They are us. And all you got to do is just once you listen to what the government says, you can understand that how I can't even put it in words. It's very difficult to explain. But I don't think they hate. I just think, okay, well, because hmm. Like for example, the tax system, right? You can go to you tax evasion is a victimless, harmless crime, right? But you can go to prison for it, right? Nobody stops to think, wait a minute, you can go to prison for that? Why is that? Nobody stops to think, why is that? Well, once you get out of debt, you can clearly see why is that. Because first of all, if the tax system wasn't in place, nobody would participate. If that's why it's so harsh, right? In order for all of this to work, the tax system must be in place. This forces people to participate. If you don't participate, you'll go to prison. Nobody stops to say, why must I participate? You can, if you're in debt, you can never see that. Okay. So don't even try. If you're in debt, don't worry about trying to figure out why you must participate in taxes. Don't even worry about that part. Just understand this. Don't you find it weird that you can go to prison for tax evasion? For numbers, for wrong numbers of slices of pieces of different pieces of paper. You can go to prison, get out of debt, and you can see the purpose. Gabriel says, if the coronavirus second wave doesn't come, I'll be in shock and be like, who is doing this? Well, you will be, Gabriel, but the majority of people, you got to remember this, the majority, all they do, and hey, things are going back to normal. To them, Gabriel, they think things are going back to normal. That's what they believe. That's what they believe. Period. Government and police. I mean, the police, they do what they're told. When you get out of debt, you can clearly see there's a hierarchy. There's one that can be seen, and then there's one you can't see. I promise you that. I absolutely promise you. If you're in debt, you can see one, and then when you get out of debt, you can see another. Like the police, and then there's the lieutenant, and then there's the police chief, and then the police chief he's told by somebody, and then somebody tells that somebody. There's a clear hierarchy of who's in charge. Dave says, Yellow Jay, thank you very much. I'm happier for her. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yellow J says, I just noticed it. I was talking to Cosmin. So any questions? Any questions? Shout out to BL and S Holding for the $2 super chat. Thank you very much. The federal government is continuing to hire. I can see why they're doing that. Most definitely. I can, in my opinion, I know exactly why they're hiring, because that's going to be a very, very busy section. Because people don't really understand how much you see these big numbers, $3 trillion this loan, $2 trillion over 10 years, they're going to quadruple that money in taxes. See, when you're in debt, you can't see that. I would have never been able to see that in a million years. People taking up, they just gladly accepting that unemployment money. I'm not saying not to, but all I'm saying is check the box and say pay the taxes now, because if you don't, you're not paying them. You're unemployed. You have no money. You're not going to pay them. You can't. Especially hardly any jobs. And at 50% capacity, that means 50% of the people. That also means 50% of the hours, and so on and so on. Stuff like that seems so obvious to me. Dave Sincere says payday loans all would experience severe declines. Yeah, everybody's going to suffer. You got to remember those high payday loan places, those financial piranha. Now, if you're going to listen, if you're using a payday loan, let me tell you something. Let me show you where you are at inside of slavery. Okay. First, the banks deny you. Okay. Once they're done with you, then they toss you out. And then now the piranha are on you now. Payday loan lenders, pay here, buy here now, payday car places, you pay at the location. Those kind of places, those are financial piranha. They're picking your bones, the remaining meat left in your bank account before you are done. BL and S Holding says, I don't see the federal government slowing down hiring. Nope. They're going to need it. They're going to be in charge for a very long time. That's a lot of money to pay back to the central bank. How do you think that's going to happen? They need those tax dollars. Oh, they're coming. They're all that. Check it out. This is why they took the this is what people can't see. Okay. And by the way, this is going to be a segue into what I just thought of today. Okay. People can't see that the reason why they need that money is because they're in debt. So if they don't have no money now, they're not going to have the money to pay back. They're not going to have money for the taxes. If they don't have the money now anyway, because they're unemployed, they're not going to have the money for the taxes, period. So this is why they took away the 10% penalty on the 401ks. So it encourages people to pull money out of their 401ks to survive. I get it. But all that money that they're pulling out, they must pay taxes on it. And guess what? If you're pulling it out, if you're borrowing from your future to pay for your present, you are in debt. That's why you're borrowing from your future. People in debt, they don't know that. Taxes. Gabriel says becoming debt free changes your way of thinking too, LJ. Totally. You can never go back. Once you know, if you're new to the channel, I want you to understand something. Once you know, there is no going back. Okay, you'll never say something like this. This is how I know when certain people are really have been debt free. You'll find every now and then I'll hear somebody tell me, "Oh man, yeah, I was debt free once, but something came up and this that." No, that never happens. I'm gonna tell you something. That does not happen. Only a pandemic. What's happening right now is the only possibility for somebody that's debt free to get back in debt. Only a pandemic can do that. If it's regular times, there's no way in hell you're going to go back in debt for anybody or anything or anyone. Herbert Walker says, do you think people should create a monthly budget? It counts on which people, Herbert. You know what I'm saying? It counts on their financial situation. to say that. I just don't want to throw that out there because everybody's different. Herbert Walker says, LJ, do you think having a monthly budget helps people get out of debt? And again, it counts on the person. Dave Sincere says it costs money. It costs money to be broke, in debt, and have bad credit. When you're heavily in debt, you pay more in everything to everyone. You're treated like a second-class citizen, for sure. Shout out to BLNS for the $2 super chat. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. So crazy. Even just having debt puts you deeper in debt every single day you have it. People in debt don't even know that. Hell, I didn't even know that. Just by having debt put you in debt due to interest. Oh man. Cosmic says, who do you think will be the fare best in upcoming recession, depression? What steps would you recognize to minimize the impacts of coming? What do you fare the best? Let's put it this way, because everybody's different, and and I'm gonna try to place myself in a situation. So say like this. Say like I was in debt. I was deep in debt, making six figures, but I'm 100 plus in debt, plus a student loan, right? And I was in a house, in an FHA mortgage house, okay, financed via FHA, right, for 30 years. And I just lost my job. I have no savings, none. You know what I would do? I would file Chapter 7 bankruptcy right now. I would take my stimulus check and I would go hire a lawyer and say, lawyer, I need Chapter 7. Sometimes the lawyer is going to say, hey, wouldn't you rather have Chapter 13? You say, hell no. I've said I want Chapter 7. Can you do it? Period. No ifs, ands, or buts. Chapter 7. Hey, you're going to lose everything. You're going to lose the house. You're going to lose the car. They were never mine anyway. I'm making payments. They're not mine. Chapter 7. This right now, what's going on right now, it's very, very shaky right now. Very shaky. Recommendations are very difficult. But this is what I wanted to say real quick, okay? Because I was thinking about this today. And then I'll get back to the comments, okay? I was thinking about creating a private, a join group, a join only group for live videos in this area, and regular videos of next level financial thinking. Okay. When you understand math is the answer, okay, you realize that, okay, only math is the right answer. You just reach zero. Now what? You probably get on the other side of zero. You're like, oh, damn, I never been here. Now what? This area is going to be for you guys, right? So what I'm going to end up doing is just talking about the basic stuff, free here live on the SMD family channel, just the basic stuff right there. But the next level thinking is going to be in this area. That way I can just talk straight out about it without dumbing it down for everybody, for the regular people to understand it. So let me give you an example what I mean, right? In this group, I will teach. Here's an example of what I would teach in this group, right? In this group, I'll teach you how to stop thinking about money individually and only think about money collectively. All right? Because you got to remember, if all of us in the United States didn't agree that these green pieces of paper hold value, it would never work. Okay? You couldn't go to buy something from somebody and pull out some pesos and say, here you go. They would look at you like you're crazy. You know why? Because we don't, all of us in the US don't agree that money from Mexico is here. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm gonna teach you, right? So now listen to this carefully. All right. 85% of Americans are in debt. Whether they know this or not, is 100% irrelevant. Okay. This means a large percentage of that 85% are investing in the stock market with money they don't even know exists. It doesn't even exist, but they're investing in the stock market. Okay. Since their finances are in a negative and they believe that they're investing in the stock market, whose money do you think they're investing with? It mathematically has to be the bank's money indirectly. It has to be. That's what math says. So now imagine how it's controlled. Just listen. Just listen to me mathematically. So now the money's in there with money that's the bank's money. So not only does this is like a win-win for the bank, right? If they invest in the stock market with the bank's money, knowingly or not knowingly, it doesn't really even matter, right? If they win, the bank wins. If they lose, the bank still wins because they borrowed the money in the first place at a percentage rate. Sorry, I'm reading my notes here. See how I did that? Doesn't that just make sense? Because it is. It's true. Millions of people invest with money that doesn't even exist because they live in the negative. What if I told you the only difference between the rich and the poor is that the rich believe in mathematics and the poor do not? That's it. That's the only difference. That's the absolutely only difference between the rich and the poor. The rich believe in mathematics. The poor do not. Now, I rarely curse on this channel, right? And if you're new to the channel, if you're new to my channel, I want you to understand that I only use curse words to emphasize something. And when I use a curse word, I want you to imagine it this way. Imagine you're trapped in the debt matrix, and say like the debt matrix is made out of plexiglass. Imagine this curse word banging on the glass to get your attention to look at me. Okay. You don't know where it's coming from, but somebody's banging on the plexiglass, because that's what it is when you don't believe in math. Math becomes a foggy piece of plexiglass. Imagine me using this curse word to bang on it to get your attention. Does it make mathematical sense to finance a house for 30 years? Then why the fuck are you doing it? It doesn't make mathematical sense. Why are you doing it? See what I'm saying? That's what it'll be like in that group. We're going to get straight to the point, so you can understand how to live on the other side of zero the correct way, the way that many don't even know. They don't even know it exists. Now, I know this is hard to swallow sometimes, but I always give you guys examples of what I mean. You don't believe me? You don't believe me? People that are slave to debt, they don't. You think they hear you? I'll go up to somebody that believes they're a homeowner with a mortgage and tell them otherwise. When mathematics will prove it to be true, they will say, "What are you talking about?" Yes, I am. The court documents down at the courthouse says my name is on the deed and this and that. No, you're the loan owner. That's why it's down there on the documents on the deed. You own the loan. Tell them just like that. They won't even hear you. Let's see. BLNS Holdings says my interest rate on my credit card decreased by 2% since the epidemic. Yeah, encourage you to spend. That's why they do that. Yellow J says, for me, LJ, for me, the beginning of the end was when my wife's debt was also at DTI. Oh, my wife's debt was also at DTI. Income from a family business, but her dad passed and business closed. Yeah, that DTI, man. That DTI can, if people really understand DTI, debt to income ratio, if you, it can wake you up, or if you don't pay attention to it, it can wake you up. What's up, the scout? What's going on? My DTI, hitting my DTI woke me up. It did. When I couldn't borrow no more, even though my credit was good, I had a good job, and they said no, I was like, wait a minute, something doesn't make sense here. I followed all the credit rules, and now I get to this point, you're saying no. I said just like that. I said just like that to myself. Wait a minute. I followed all your rules. Now you're telling me no. Something doesn't make sense. What does that mean? No. You got me here. Wait a minute. I got all that debt by following the rules. Now you're telling me no? That's what woke me up. All right, he says interest compounds by the day, not by the month. Every day you are taking a loss somewhere. Exactly. You are taking that shovel, just nonstop digging. You gotta plug. That's interest is like paying interest is like hemorrhaging in your bank account. You got to plug them holes up. Gabriel says, after all of this is done, I want to travel around the USA. Well, that won't happen for a long time. Well, let me take that back. That's not true. There I go again, predicting what people do. Will people, if they allow people to fly again, will they fly? Hell yeah. Okay, that'll happen. Never mind. I take that back. Michael Rambo says, LJ, I would love that. Yeah, that's coming. I thought about that today, actually, Mike. This group is for the next level thinkers. I'm not going to be dumbing down stuff. I'm just going to make everything make mathematical sense to what they can see, and then let the people in this group say, damn, that does make mathematical sense. So it has to be true, right? BLNS Holding says the stock market is being heavily manipulated at the point. Oh, that's a bunch of fear in there right now. That's a bunch of fear in there right now. You better believe margin calls are happening. There's people throwing money in there thinking, you got to remember, people in debt will borrow money to invest in the stock market thinking they're coming up at the low stock prices of Apple, or since some stocks went down, they're trying to borrow money to get in. It's just the dumbest nonsense, and they don't realize the best investment they can do is pay off their debt. That's what they could do. The interest that they're paying right now, they need to stop that interest. It's like, it kills me when I see financial investors, they try to compare investing interest rates compared to paying off a student loan interest rate, right? They always go, your interest on this is really low, so it's okay to keep your student loans and this and that. They never factor in time. You just want to go, hey, but before you believe that financial advisor person, how long have you had your student loans? 20 years? Really? So everything he's telling you is a lie. That's mathematically impossible. You'll never catch up with any investment in the world. 20 years of worth of student loan interest, no investment in the world is going to catch you up with that. The only way you can do it is work and pay it off. Period. BLNS Holding says, I lost so many unrealized gains on individual stocks that I bought at the dip because of stock splits and mergers. See, I know, honestly, BLNS, I know absolutely nothing about investing. I'm not really the only thing I'm investing in right now is just me, and I'm the only person that's going to take me to where I want to get to quickly. I'm the only person that's going to do that. So right now, but when it's time for me to invest, you know how I'm going to pick a financial investor? I'm going to look for the people that say they're a financial investor, right? And then Once I choose one, I'm gonna say before I invest in you, I need to see if you've invested in yourself. They're gonna say, what do you mean by that? I'm gonna say, I need to see your entire credit report, all three of them. Your credit report is going to tell me if you invested in yourself, and then that'll tell me if you really know about investing in the stock market. Because trust me when I say this, if you have a broker that's investing your money somewhere, and that investor is in debt, I'm gonna promise you something. He's investing wrong for you. Why? Because he hasn't invested in himself, obviously. He has not invested in himself or herself, obviously. Why? Because they are in debt. If you're in debt, you have not invested in yourself. Don't try to start a business. You're probably thinking, should I start a business? All you got to do is look at yourself. Say, if I was a business today, would I still be in business? If the answer is no, no, you're not ready to start a business. That's the easiest answer. Yellow J says, LJ wasn't LJ wasn't payday loans for me. That was always a no way, Jose. Okay. I did, however, extend my wife's credit when my DTI was hit. So I was over leveraged just the same. Just, yeah, to finances, vacations I can't afford. I remember I did all that, Yellow J. I did all that. All that. Derek Ochoa says, how the hell do you finance a vacation? By being in debt. That's how you finance a vacation. If you're in debt and you go on vacation, you financed it. How do I know this? Because you're in debt. You can't, no one can pay for a vacation with negative dollars. So if you go on vacation, you literally borrowed it. You know, people say, oh man, no, I saved it for that vacation. That money you saved, yeah, it's not even there. Like if you ever catch somebody with student loan debt, right? And they'll say, hey man, I'm gonna save up for this vacation. How much is, oh, it's 2,000. I'm gonna save up for it. 2,000 minus $50,000 in student loan debt, that's negative $48,000. The $2,000 that person said they saved up doesn't even exist. But if they believe it exists, guess what? They go on vacation with it because that's what they believe. Gabriel says, why do you think people in debt care more about income rather than debt? Because that's what they've been conditioned to believe. People in debt believe 6 figures is a lot of money. The majority of people in debt believe you've made it. If you make 6 figures or above, you've made it. That's what they believe. And Gabriel, this is the way it must be, okay? When I say just because they believe it, people in debt are the engine that drives the debt matrix. The people that understand money, we're the oil. We pour the oil in the engine. They do the hard work. We just pour what we want inside that engine. It's the oil of belief. Hey, you believe you're a homeowner with a mortgage? Cool, whatever. You believe you got that car on sale, though you financed it for 84 months? Whatever. If you believe it, okay, well, whatever. You believe that it's okay to go to college for 4 years, but keep your student loans for 20? Whatever. Okay. Dave Sincere says, what are the different levels to this? Dave, you know what? Honestly, I don't even know I don't know what level I'm at. I really don't. To say a level, that would be saying there's a level I know I'm at, because I learn something new every single day. This pandemic is showing me a lot. Number one, it tells me right now slaves believe in money more than life itself, automatically, right off the top. Regardless if the virus is a hoax or a myth, if people are dying from it, yeah, it's only 1.6. I don't care if it's one person. I'm gonna do what it takes to make sure I'm not in that small percentage. People look at the smaller percentage like, oh, it's not really that many people. Who cares if it's one person? But I'll never underestimate the people's value of money over life itself. Never forget that. All you got to do is go out to the cities that have opened up. You see people practicing anything, they're acting like it never even happened. That blows me away. That absolutely blows me away. Damn, they're gonna let this coronavirus fade into the wind like it never happened. Yep. I agree with Cosmic. There are levels indeed. I don't know how many. I don't know where I'm at because it's really not according to money. I mean, it does have something to do with money, but it's don't always think the richest person controls everything. Don't think it. Don't look at it like that. You know, your focus is on money. Yellow J says interest hemorrhages are real. Sure is. I would wake up and synchronize Quicken and see how much interest was charged so I could figure out how much available I could use before going over the limit. Wow. Dang, that's crazy, man. Cosmic says, even Warren Buffett said the best investment you can make is yourself. CJ brought that up and it was a great reminder. Yeah, and that's what, what kind of got me right listening to CJ. I mean, everything he was saying was just right on point, but when you hear a person tell you their exact amount of student loan debt they owe, you know they're headed down the right track, right? People in debt, they have no idea how much student loan debt they have. They don't even know the exact number. So when you hear somebody say, I was this, I have this much and 42 cents, 3,542 cents left, that person is paying off their debt. See what I'm saying? People in debt don't know the exact numbers. Yellow J says, I couldn't pay down debt because DTI was maxed. And if I paid off $10,000, that would just credit line decrease. I couldn't see that the cash flow savings would decrease the need to use more stupid debt. Stupid. I know it's just stupid. That's why I'm going to open up and Yellow J, that's why I'm going to open up this private group too, because it's more than just the money part, right? You're going to go through some emotions. You're going to be mad at yourself. You're going to be angry at some stupid things you've done. Let me give you an example. I'm mad at myself that when I used to go finance cars, I used to prepare myself to be at a car lot all day to buy one car. Do you know when I tell you that only people who finance cars would ever wait all day at one car lot to buy one car? Because if you had the cash, would you wait all day to drive away in that one car? No, you'd be in and out of there 30 minutes to an hour, period. You're just there that long because of the paperwork. But other than that, barely that long. Then why do you do it when you finance a car? Because you're in debt. That's why. Staying all day at a car lot, that should tell you how much you value your time. Your time is okay to be something that you can never, ever get back. These are the talks that we're going to have in the private group. Something that you can never, ever, 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 ever get back. You just wasted 8 hours of it on a car lot. Those things that they make me mad at myself. When I think back, that makes me angry. That is the biggest red flag ever that tells a person that knows about money that you are in debt. If you stay at a car lot all day for one car, crossing your fingers to be financially obligated to that car for the next 7 years of your life, I ought to be financially embarrassed. We're going to have these type of talks in this group, and I'm going to teach you guys how to get over that, because I hope you guys can hear it in my voice. I still have a little residual anger in my feelings about it. It literally angers me. You guys nobody gets to skip it. Once you get on the other side of zero and find out that it was just mathematics keeping you there, man, you're going to be so angry at yourself. Dave Sincere says it's amazing. The banks oftentimes will gladly lend you money to do foolish shit with it. Go on vacations, buy expensive cars you cannot afford. But when it comes down to it, investing in yourself, yeah, that loaning you money for the banks to loan you money, they are investing. They are investing. Okay. Ivy says what LJ is referring to is not vacation. A vacation is something you take with no financial job worries, financial or job worries. Most people take short breaks from their job. They don't vacation. That's it. Yeah. And some people even work on their so-called vacation. I knew some people that did that, took their work on vacation. Dave Sincere says, or using the capital to invest in your business or something that will generate growth. They will make you jump through all kinds of hoops. You know what's so crazy too? The bank knows, and people in debt don't know this, right? The bank understands something. If a person hasn't paid off a student loan in 20 to 25 years, how successful do you think they're going to be in their personal finances or the business finances if they believe it's okay to keep a student loan that long? It doesn't make any mathematical sense. The bank knows that. And you better believe this is like an unwritten rule, right? You're going to get treated a certain way. It doesn't matter if people believe it or not, right? You're going to get treated a certain way if you go try to start a business with a 25-year-old student loan. If you don't know that, trust me, you're not getting the best rate. You're not getting you're missing a major piece of the puzzle. Dave Sincere says my comment different levels to this means our discussions and understanding about money. There are different levels of understanding. You can't be explicitly detailed about results because it will go over many people's heads. Yeah. And that's why, and again, Dave, that's why I'm going to create this private group, because I want to, sometimes I just want to talk to the people that understand why I'm saying what I'm saying. They understand, they just want to know, they want to fill in the gaps. Being now on the north side of zero, they just want to say, okay, LJ, tell me what I need to do next. What are the steps? And the things that I say won't sound, I mean, they might sound harsh, but they'll know why I'm saying it mathematically. Okay. Cosmic Wisdom says, oh, CJ has multiple businesses he has grown. He could have paid that earlier, but he used to generate cash flow and assets. Hey, it's like this, Cosmic. What anybody chooses to believe, they just believe it. You know, it really, the math stays the same, and I'm not knocking what he's done. I'm not. All I'm saying is this: for people, I want people to understand something. This is, if you pay on your student loans longer than you actually going to college, you're missing a major piece of the financial puzzle. I promise you. Personal and or business, I promise you, you're missing a major piece of the puzzle. I want you to say to yourself, why in the hell would I pay more for, why would I pay on college longer than actually going to college? If you solve that equation, your whole financial life will change. I promise you. Nothing will stop you. Nothing. Josh Quick says some people done spend up to 12. Oh yeah, most people have spent up to 1,200 before they even got it. That's been gone. Gabriel says, LJ, as you know, I think he's beginner level of finances. LJ, as of now, I think he's beginner level of finances. Who are you referring to, Gabriel? Dave Sincere says, sitting in a car dealership, negotiating back and forth for 8 hours. All the while they're getting paid to be there. Exactly. And that was me. Dave. I did that several times, man. Several times. Herbert Walker says, people don't respect their time. It's sad. Exactly. If you paying interest on something and you don't have to pay interest on something, you don't value your time. You absolutely don't value your time. If you're paying interest on something that you know you don't have to pay interest on, you don't value your time. Dave Bourne says, afternoon, everyone. Hello. Oh, Gabriel, yeah, they're right. He's not a beginner. No, he's far from a beginner. That's clear. That's really clear. No, all I'm saying is this: when it comes to student loans, nobody can really argue with what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? It's you know they can anybody, and this is the people I respect too. If I told that to somebody and they just turned to me and said, "Yep, you're right, Linnell. That is really dumb to pay on college longer than going to college," I would have the ultimate respect for that person. But if they turn around and try to validate some unknown reason, something out there that's going to validate keeping student loans longer than going to college, I don't listen to people like that. I'm gonna just tell you that right now. If somebody tried to validate keeping student loans longer than actually going to college, I don't listen to people like that. No, sir. Gabriel says, "Thank God for LJ always preaching this like therapy for me, man. For real, yeah, it's real." And when you and Gabriel, you young man. Don't worry. Don't judge people how they do what they do, how they do it. Don't take one piece and say, "Oh, he's an amateur." No, he's not. He's definitely not an amateur for sure. For sure. All I'm saying is this: that if somebody out there suggests you invest in something else before paying off your student loans, this is the question. If somebody suggests you do that, this is the question I want you to ask them: do you have student loans? If they tell you yes, that is why they're suggesting it, because they have them too. People without student loans would never in a million years tell you to do that, ever. Only people with student loans have student loans. For people that you young people, let me tell you something. Let me tell you how easy it is to invest in yourself to become a millionaire. There is no vehicle out there that will get you to become a millionaire faster than what I'm about to tell you right now. Nothing. Do the opposite of the majority in everything when it comes to finance. Do the opposite of the majority, and you will be rich. Trillions of dollars in student loan debt. Don't ever get student loan debt. If you have it, pay it off. Right there, that move alone will put you ahead of millions of people. Trillions of dollars in mortgage loan debt. That's millions of people. Pay your house off, you will be financially ahead of those millions of people. Trillions of dollars in car loan debt. That's millions of people. Never, ever in a million freaking years get a car loan, and you will be financially ahead of those millions of people. Oh, yeah, we can keep getting lower. Trillions of dollars in credit card debt. Never, ever getting credit card debt. You are ahead of those millions of people financially. Billions of dollars in finance cell phone debt. A finance fucking cell phone. Never ever finance a cell phone, and you will be financially ahead of all of those millions of people who finance cell phones. That's it. That is it. You see the way I used that curse word? That's banging on the plexiglass of the debt matrix, trying to get you to look at me. Without a doubt, Gabriel, you're already there, man. You know what it is, Gabriel? This is the difference with you, man. You're getting it young with no experiences, no life experiences. That's the difference. Like, I'm getting it with life experiences. You are just beginning. It's a two-piece part, right? You have no life experiences, so all of this stuff is amazing to you because people older than you don't know that. That's why you're just blown away. You're like, oh my god, that's my uncle, sisters. This man looks like he has money, blah blah blah, because they don't. That's what's amazing to you. But people like us that have experiences and we're debt free, that's normal. That's the way the system is. That's how it must be. This is how it must be. The majority of people must not, people that don't believe in math believe in credit. See what I'm saying? Credit is nothing more than a tool. If you don't believe in math, credit, you're going to need credit. If you believe in math, you use credit. It's just a tool. It's nothing. You know how people you know how people brag about their credit scores, right? They're like, hey, my credit score is this, my credit score is that. You know what that sounds like to me when I hear people say that? That's like if you went and bought a brand new lawnmower and you invited all your friends over to say, hey man, check out my new lawnmower. It's this and that, and it's got these special wheels on it. It just cuts grass. You're bragging on a lawnmower? That's what credit scores sound like to me. They don't mean anything to me. They mean nothing. All I got to do is hear a person speak about money and they'll tell me everything I need to know. Period. So if somebody said, hey man, I'm investing in this and I'm investing in that. I'm investing in this and that and other. You know what I'll say? Do you have student loans? If they say yes, I stop listening to them. Cosmic Wisdom says time is the only thing you can get back. You can't get back. You can you can lose money and get some more. You can't do that with time. Sure, time and health are the highest values, the most highest value. And when you get out of debt, just like Cosmic saying, when you get out of debt, you never forget that. You never forget that time and health. Time is number one. I mean, they go together. You can't walk this earth to use the time that you have. If they're really neck and neck. They're really the same level. There is no difference in level. Time is not over health. What's up, Nicer? Yellow J says if you start a I want to kick myself for my failures, and I could have been a millionaire club. Sign me up. You still can, Jay. You still can. You know what the difference is? This is the difference. At our age right now, and I'm gonna just tell you right now, the only way you're gonna become a millionaire if you figure out what your passion is. That's the only way you'll put 100% of yourself in. Whatever that is, don't think it's too crazy, whatever. Because before I started this, people thought I was nuts. People thought people thought I was nuts. You gonna do what? That doesn't make any sense. But you know what? Know why? Know why it's my passion? Because I know I'm never wrong. I will never be wrong. Nobody, listen, nobody. This is how I know it's my passion because nobody can mathematically prove me wrong. Nobody. I will always be right. Now, when somebody hears me, they think I'm just that's my ego talking or something. No, that's math talking. That's math talking. What's up, NC worker? Dave Sincere says yes. If you don't know math, people will need credit. If you know math, will be a tool. Yeah, it's just a tool. Bragging on your credit score, it means absolutely nothing. You ask the average person, hey man, I'm trying to get my credit score up. You ask them, hey, why are you trying to get your credit score up? Oh, I'm trying to get this house. So you're trying to get your credit score up so you can go deeper in debt? Oh, I mean, you can't say that to a person in debt. You can't say that. You ask them questions like this. They don't know. Hey, what type of mortgage you getting? They 9 times out of 10, they won't even know. How much you putting down? Oh man, I ain't got that much. They have no idea what they're telling you. Did you pay off those student loans? No. Okay. What's up, Ill Wills? Good to see you in the building, driving, but listening to you, bro. Thanks for listening, man. You know I always appreciate that. People riding in the cars. Don't forget that super chat. I know times are hard, but if you feel it, please do it. Uh, Cash App. My Cash App, for those of you guys listening, is SavingsMinusDebt. That's my Cash App handle. You need my help, right there scrolling along the bottom at SavingsMinusDebt.com. Don't forget to hit that like button. Now, like I said, I always end up talking a lot, but again, this is for you guys. Hey, you guys are gonna keep asking questions. If you're new, don't be shy. Here's the link if you want to join the session. You don't have to get on camera. You can just turn the camera portion off and just talk through your microphone and maybe ask me a question. Tell me a story that maybe the good stories are the ones that when you realize something, like when you realize, like when you're starting to get out of debt, when you get closer to zero, you start realizing stuff on your way out. Those are good ones too. I like that. Herbert Walker says some people spend their entire life being in debt. Yeah, Herbert, you know what, man? I almost did. I almost did. 40. I'll never forget, man. I just knew at 40 something was just not right, man. I couldn't even put my finger on it. I remember that. I'm taking myself back there now, and I'm like, man, something is not right. That's what I kept saying to myself. I was saying to myself, no matter how much more money I make, I'm still in the same situation. What is going on? And when you don't know, this is the crazy part about it for you guys that always probably have been out of debt all your life. When you don't know you're in debt, you don't know what questions to ask of somebody that's going to answer this question that's in your head. I didn't know what question. I knew something wasn't right, but I didn't know what question to ask somebody because I was in debt, So you can naturally see why people go to financial advisors with these degrees and stuff like that. You see them on the wall, you walk in a nice office, you're trusting them because you see they went to this school, but you really don't know unless you can see their personal credit report. I promise you that. Anybody listening, I promise you, it doesn't matter what degree, their business, how much money they make, what kind of car they drive. Always, anybody handling your money, you tell them the requirement is for me to see your personal credit report first. Yellow J says, I want to be that group because those that join will have what it takes. Yes, they will have what it takes for sure. That's why I'm gonna create it. That's why I'm creating it. I thought of it today, so it will be created soon. They lived and learned from experience. They now know they don't want to go backwards. Yeah, there is, and I'm gonna tell you this, Yellow J. You know what drives me is the fear of ever having to go back to the 40-hour work week life. It's like to me it would feel like prison. To think I have to be somewhere or do something for a set amount of time, and during that time I'm owned by an entity because I signed up for it. That's how I look at it now. And I remember when I quit. I used to work for Alaska Airlines in Seattle, Washington. Right, I made about 110,000 there. Right, and I remember, and I was debt free for about a year before I quit. But the reason, the push for me was really I was applying to get a different position to do something or whatever, and then they turned me down. And to me, that was just the push I needed to say, okay, I quit. and luckily I had the luxury to do that, right? But I remember not too long after that, T-Mobile called me and they said they'll pay me $160,000 a year, right? But it was a faraway drive. And I was like, whoa, $50,000 a year raise. I mean, that's never happened to me in my life, right? Until I became debt free and stepped up my self-worth, right? And then it happened. But anyway, by that time, I only worked there for a month because at that time my time had become more valuable to me. And so when I was sitting in there, I would sit there all day, and I can't really explain the feeling of being in a place in a cubicle for 8 hours, minus lunchtime, minus tickety talks with coworkers, but I'm still there, right? I can't even imagine doing that again. I can't even imagine. Plus my level of IT, I couldn't. The real reason why I really couldn't do it because I remember they paid for my cell phone and they called me anytime they wished, and I accepted that. Even when I wasn't on call, I accepted that. Now that I'm out of debt, I would never accept that because doing so would say to the employer that they own 24 hours of my life if they could call me anytime they wish. I didn't sign up for that. So I would be the oddball because you better believe the majority of people that make six figures, IT people that have all this money and blah, 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 but they're deep in debt, they probably don't even recognize that. They just think they're saying, since the company's paying for their cell phone bill, they think they're saving money. No, they're not. You think they're paying they're paying for 24-hour access to your life through that cell phone. And you agreed to it by accepting them, letting them pay for your cell phone. Only people in debt do things like that. So I know I wouldn't fit back. They would think, what, this dude is not even, he's not being a team player. Nah, I ain't being no team player. There's no I in team player, but there is in win. For me, a few things happened to cause me to question my views on my finances, including debt. Cosmic says, trust me, most financial advisors are BS. I can only imagine how many Cosmic run into. They are really pushing product to make commission off most people if you let them. Yeah. I couldn't even imagine how many of those you run into, Cosmic. Dave says, I was working and majority of my money was going to paying bills. And then I realized I was paying other people's bills. My mom, oh gosh. Then my sister was trying to get me to help her pay bills. Oh goodness. Cosmic says, instead of using financial advisors, take the time to learn and manage your own money. Nobody is going to care about it more than you. Exactly. And what's so crazy, Cosmic? People think it has to be complicated, and it's just all you need to know is just basic math. And I promise you, once you get out of debt, you'll know how to manage your money well. I promise you. You'll know exactly what to do, who to trust, who to listen to, who not to listen to. Dave Sincere says, I've always made good money, but I had nothing to show for it. That's the same here. No savings, no asset, no vacation experiences. And all of my friends were living the best life. That's what they made you. That's what they made it look like, Dave. I promise you. Herbert, because if you get in, if you get on social media right now, you would swear nobody but you are having problems right now. It's just you. Everybody's having the time of their life doing things, going here, snapping pictures there. Especially now that the states are opening up, you're going to get a lot of way more Instagram photos going up of people living their best life. Well, you just look out you just Google how many people are out of work. That's a lie. Just Google how many people are out of work, right? Millions, and then go back on the social media, and you got to naturally understand that that's a lie. What you're seeing on the social media, that's a lie. Herbert Walker says, I did cubicle hell for 30 years. I get emotional just thinking about it. Yeah, me too. I did my cubicle, but mostly, Herbert, with me, something inside of me would not let me stay at one job for that long, right? I was always bouncing around. Every 5 years, I would get an itch to get another job. And every job I would get, of course, there'd be more money. And I thought that was going to satisfy this itch that I was looking for by bouncing around to different jobs. Because, people that were at a single job for 30 years, they would think it was weird that I bounced around from jobs for every 5 years. They was like, man, why don't you just stay at one job and just retire from there? But something inside of me said, no, man, I can't do that. I was right. That's why I never listen to people like that. You know what I'm saying? But even though I was bouncing around and making more money, it still wasn't satisfying this itch that I could not figure out. Scout says, LJ, love your team player comment. Oh. Mm-hmm. 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 Yep. Yeah. It's crazy, man. The things you can, the things this yeah, I'm definitely creating the second group. This is going to be a members only group that you're going to have to pay for, okay? And I'm just give you guys the real gems over there, the other side of zero, north of zero, other side of zero, something. And I'm gonna bring it to you. Unlike the majority of people on YouTube. mm. Gabriel says, Herbert, LJ, I think that feeling is like selling your soul for a specific amount of money, because that's exactly what you're doing. You're selling not your soul, but you're selling your time for $15 an hour. Now, sometimes, don't get me wrong, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Now, if it gets down to it and I need to get a job, make no mistake, people, I will get a job. Okay. I don't want you to, if you guys one day hear me say, oh man, I'm working now, I got a job. I'm not embarrassed about it. That didn't mean I failed. No, that means I need money. Okay. When I go get a job, I'm not looking at the retirement package plan. I'm not looking at, oh man, I'm gonna be here for the next 10, 15, 20. No, I'm not looking at it like that. I'm there for money, period. To earn money. I'm not there to make friends. I'm there to get along with my teammates. But once I leave that building, there is no talking about work and sending emails back and forth. No, none of that. And who knows, maybe the universe is pushing me to that way so I can wake up some people at work. Maybe, I don't know. I have no idea. Because if they, like right now, if I was hired back at the level I was at before, and I go back into that same capacity, they're gonna know I'm different than everybody else on the team. They're gonna know right away. You know, when they come with questions like, "Hey, man, I emailed you last night about so and so, so and so." I'll say, "Last night? Yeah, I was off. What do you mean? I don't work at night." Why would you think I would answer that email at night? Why I don't even bring my laptop. See, if I'm not on call or anything, I wouldn't even bring my work laptop home. It would stay at work, because there would be absolutely no, put it this way. If I got back to IT, I would have a separate phone for work and of course the work laptop. If I'm not on call, I would never bring either one of those home, because there would no need for me to bring them home. I'll let you know. It's going to be part of this YouTube join. I don't know if it's going to be, I got to see which platform is going to be the best. Is it going to be uh, uh, OnlyFans, or is it going to be join here in YouTube? You know what I'm saying? I don't want people to need to go to another additional place for them to remember to go see me. You know what I'm saying? So if it be, because to me, this is how I look at it. To me, YouTube is the biggest stage in the world, right? That's how I view it. YouTube is the biggest stage, the largest stage in the world, right? So if I can have people just come to YouTube and click the join button to come into the private section of my private videos and groups, great. It's going to make it much easier for them, you know? Dave Sincere says, I'll tell you something. I did and cringe at the thought of it now. Many years ago, I gave my mom a credit card. Oh, that's enough. All I need to know right there. Stop. No, I'm just joking. It was my card, but in her name, so she could use. My mom never understood credit. She herself didn't abuse it because she never understood. But my sister found out. Oh, she had a credit card. Gave my sister manipulate her into buying stuff and renting cars for her. Once I found out, oh, goodness gracious, I got pissed. I went off on both of them. My sister got my mom to charge nearly $2,000 on her credit card. She paid it in full the next 10 days and I canceled the card. Damn. Money will ruin relationships. I promise you. Most definitely ruin. Nicer says when Morpheus was guiding Neo out of his cubicle. God damn, that's a good analogy too. I just thought about that. Nicer, you're right. Trying to guide him out of his cubicle, but he was afraid to get out. Neo's fear kicked in, and he ended up in the Matrix agent's custody. He did because he got scared. That's how big a hole the debt matrix has on people's minds. Hard to break free. You know what? That's a good way to look at it, Nicer. It's like, yeah, okay, Morpheus was trying to guide him out of the cubicle prison, but he was scared to do it. First he thought Morpheus was nuts. Then he got scared and fell back into the custody of the agents because he got scared and nervous. That movie is ahead of its time, people. I remember when I first watched that movie when it came out in 1999. I went to the movies to see that. You know what I said to myself back then? I said, what if that's real? Right? What if that's real? But when you're watching it and you believe the actual graphics that you're seeing on the movie, you imagine that to being real, and you're like, no, that's impossible. That's a graphic on the movie. That's not real. But you got to remember, the person that's trying to illustrate what's in their mind or what's actually happening right now, because debt, imagine debt as the biggest prison in the world, and no guards or no walls are needed. Right? No guards or walls needed. That's the same thing. It's just crazy to think about, man. Now, if you go back and watch the movie The Matrix and substitute it with the debt matrix, right? Imagine the agents are the people that are trying to keep you in the debt matrix, right? They're trying to keep you there. And Morpheus is the SMD family. The different people on the SMD family are the team that's trying to keep you out and help, and then convert you and help you help others. Yellow J says, my snowball is like a runaway freight train smashing debt. Yeah, that's exciting when that happens. Even during the pandemic, I stayed the course, and with the lockdown, made even more progress. How many people do you think stayed with the plan? It can't, honestly, it counts on if you had a job now. If you still had a job, if you lose your job, the course changes, period. There's no other way that it cannot stay on the same course, right? But if you had a job, I believe people that were on a roll and they're like, okay, let me check my job, make sure, okay, I'm a pretty much essential worker, I'm going to be making money. They could stay on their course, right? If you're pretty solid in your job. Oh, fell back into more debt and trap. Well, in the bigger, this is like, here's one of those next room discussions. Okay, here's one of those next room discussions. This economy is causing people to go deeper in debt, way deeper than they already were. This is going to cause so much debt for people to be in debt. Okay, it's going to happen. They're in debt. They're taking money. They're spending it. Like, you just got to remember, people want things to go back to normal, what they think is their normal, right? But they don't realize they're deeper in debt right now, and they're going deeper by the day. They're going deeper by the day. Now they're even deeper from unemployment money, pulling money from their 401ks, pulling it out. Oh my God, I'm losing money in my 401k. I better pull it. And then maybe they wasn't pulling it faster. So the president said, hey, I'm going to take off the 10% penalty. Now everything is removed so they can get access to that money. They lowered interest rates so people will refinance their houses, locking them into the value of their house, what it is today. If the banks lock people into what their houses are worth today, this is for people buying houses too. Refinancing your houses right now, buying houses right now, they are locking you in to what your house is worth today. So when the housing market crashes, they don't lose money with you. You're still making the same mortgage payment. Okay. You're going to see a housing market crash like you've never seen before. And guess what? You're locked into your house value today. That's that's good on the books because the banks are going to be taking back a lot of houses. They're going to have a lot of houses, a lot. They're going to have a lot of houses. So if they can get people to refinance their houses, buy houses right now, man, that's a win-win. Because think about it. Think about it this way. I want you guys. This is the next level talk. All right. Imagine that. Imagine I'm the bank, and if you walk into my bank and you got a good job, you're an essential worker, and you got excellent credit, right? All right, and you're making good money, and you're still getting good hours, and you want to buy a house during a pandemic while you have student loans. You better believe I'm going to approve you. You better believe, if I was the bank, you better believe I'm going to approve you. You know why? Because if you don't know better not to buy a house during a pandemic with student loan debt, you are my prime candidate client. You are prime. Oh, yeah, approved. You walk into the bank and say, "Hey, I want to refinance my house while interest rates are low." Approved. Mm, mm, mm. Next level talks there, baby. I promise you. Next level talks. It's only for the people that know. And you better believe S&D family members, they know exactly what I'm saying. Exactly. When you come on a Discord server, and I hope you join, it's in the details of every video, right? When you come to join the Discord server where other smart SMD family members are at all times, damn near, and answer your questions, we're going to give it to you mathematically. And if it hurts your feelings, you're in the wrong place. Because if whatever they're saying is mathematically true, understand that the answer is right. That's what I mean. Yellow J says that Cosmic, I don't hang with anybody except SMD currently. I'm kind of a lone wolf. I play soccer and am a network tech nerd. Don't really fit in anywhere. Yeah, when you're financially free too, you think you're gonna, you know what? But this is what it is. You just don't need to fit with them. Now, and I'm gonna tell you this, Yellow J. You know what I've been gifted with? I've been without even knowing. I know how to fit. I've always known how to fit in places. You know what I'm saying? That's just that I knew what to do to adjust whatever I needed to adjust to fit where I needed to fit at the moment, right? But now this is the key when you find yourself and you find passion, right? Now I'm the same whoever I'm in front of or whoever I'm with, I will always be the same. This will be me. No different person or group or anybody will say, Linnell acts this way when he's around this, and he acts this way when he's around that. No, Linnell is Linnell to everyone. You don't care what people think. I have the facade, yeah. I mean, especially LJ, you know, being in IT, there's a facade that you have to put up. You do. There's a facade. It is what it is, whatever, right? But I'm gonna tell you, LJ, man, if I ever have to go back, it's gonna be it will be different. It won't be a facade. It'll still be me. I've always been me. Don't get me wrong. I've always been me. But I'm gonna tell you this: when you're not in debt, Your job is going to be totally different. It's going to be, I don't know how to explain that part. That part is very difficult to explain. The scout says, LJ, when you think about it, being debt free is similar to being wealthy. You're looking at others and they don't know that they don't know. Wealthy means, I've learned this, Ken. Wealthy means owning the time in your life. The more time you own, the wealthier you are. And the goal is to own 100% of the time in your life. And right now, I'm going to start from when I quit my job. So I quit my job in 2016. Once I quit my job in January of 2016, I've owned every minute of my life. I've owned every minute of my time, every minute. Okay, this is the next level stuff. Once you feel what it's like to own every single minute of the time in your life, there is no going back. Okay, it's a double-edged sword. Once you feel it, there is no going back. Getting a job is the very last thing on my list. That is the one thing. Let me tell you, and I know it's not going to make sense. Let me tell you something. Going back to work, I would almost go back into debt before I go back to work. But that's a feeling. Okay, that's a feeling inside. I'm not saying that I'll actually do it, but I'm just saying that's a feeling. That's how strong I feel about it. Okay, I wouldn't literally do that. I'm just expressing my feelings out loud, right? But that's how I'm saying it because you know how I feel about debt, right? But that's how I feel about a job too. So if I go back, they're going to have to pay me. They're going to have to pay me. They're going to say, hey, we're paying this for this position. I'm going to say, I want that. Well, you got to work here for so many years and get to this level and this level. I don't care. I'm starting at this level. Gabriel says, I haven't talked to none of my boys for a week ever since the COVID. You know what? Gabriel? Unfortunately, fortunately and unfortunately, put it this way. You're going to naturally start to separate yourself from your friends that you might have now. This is going to naturally happen. But don't look at it as a bad thing. Look at it as you're making room for the right friends to come in. Because there's not many of us. There's not many of us to talk to. There's not many of us that can relate. That is what it is. So you are going to have to come up with something to fit in with your friends. Or maybe when you go around your friends, you could say, hey man, we can't talk about anything financed. Okay. If you want me to hang around with you, don't talk about money. You guys will get along. You probably get along really good if you don't talk about money. Cosmic says, wow, LJ, I just realized my dad has owned all the time in his life for over 40 years. Never realized that until now. And see, and that's amazing, man. That it's just that's why I'm creating this group, the next level, because I want people that I don't have to say, hey, you got to believe in mathematics if you ever want to win. I don't want to talk to this channel to talk openly free. I'm gonna be there because there's more people in debt that need the help at that level. Okay, because I'm not knocking that level. I go to the simplest level on purpose. But in the private group, I'm not going to go to that level. I'm gonna just go straight to what's over here. What's happening. What's here is like, just like Ken was saying, the scout was saying, I'm telling you, I walk around when like, let me give an example. I went South Carolina just opened up the beaches, right? So me and my girl, we went cruise down the strip. We didn't get out. We just stayed in our car, right? Long as social distancing, okay? This place was so packed on the streets, on the side streets. All the stores were packed. Like It's like nothing ever happened. It's like millions. It looks like millions of people are really not out of work. You would swear the numbers that they're saying millions of people are on unemployment. You go look at the places. It doesn't look like anybody's on unemployment to me. Now I get it from a business owner's perspective. I get it. That's the time to make some serious money, right? But I'm just paying attention to the people. No social distancing, no masks, spending money. If you would look around, you would swear it didn't look like a recession's happening. The majority of those people don't even own the time in their life and acting as if they do. I can't help. I can't even help but see the world like that. I just can't talk about it. I'm not going to say that to people. It's like, it's a two. Sometimes I have to separate myself because I like going to see nice cars and just the way they trick them out and put lights in them and stuff like that. But at the same time, I say to myself, I sure hope you ain't financing that thing. I hope you didn't finance those rims and that stereo system for that finance car. I hope you didn't do that. Herbert Walker says, how do you find like-minded people who believe being debt-free is the only way to live? On the internet, right here. This Herbert. I created this channel to find you guys. The reason that I knew to go this direction because I knew I wasn't the only like-minded. I knew I wasn't the only one that thought like this. You know why? Because there's a system in place right now that says it. The very economic system should tell you that we are not the only ones that think like this, because this system itself was created by somebody. Somebody created this. Somebody sat down on a piece of paper and said, okay, I'm going to create branches of government, and this is going to equal that. And then the federal government's going to do this, and then the local governments, and then there's going to be a governor, then there's going to be a senator. Somebody mapped this out. Okay, how are we going to make people believe in these green pieces of paper? Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to say this is the only paper that can be used in the United States. How are we going to force that? We're going to create a thing that says you're going to go to prison if you do whatever. Scout says, LJ, you're so right. There is no going back. Since recently becoming debt free, all my energy is going into my job, into no job, and becoming all my energy is going into no job. Gotcha. And becoming free of slavery. Yes, that's it. It naturally happens, Ken. You can't help it. And I'm telling everybody right now, if you're on your way to zero right now, start thinking about your passion right now. Whatever it is, start thinking about your passion right now. Cosmic Wisdom says, never was able to bottom line what I've been seeing my whole life. That's crazy. I know. And you know what's so cosmic? That's why I say when we say levels, I don't really think it's like that. I don't really think it's like that, Cosmic, because you know something, I know something. It doesn't mean your level of this is higher than that level. It doesn't mean my something was higher level of this. I think it's just different pieces of the puzzle of one puzzle. I think you come in, you tell me something, I tell you something that you realize something, and you say, hey, Linnell, this real estate, don't do it this way, do it that way. And I say, oh crap, I didn't know that. Okay. And then all these pieces of puzzle just fit together. You see what I'm saying? It's just, this is why, again, as I talk this out with you guys, this is why I'm definitely creating this next level group. It'll be only for the serious people that know they're going to come in and get the right answer they're looking for. They're going to take that answer back out into the debt matrix and use it. Because remember, there's two economies. There's one that the majority of people in debt can see, and then there's one that people that are not in debt that see, because the people in debt, they don't believe in mathematics. That's why they're in debt. So they can never mathematically see the economy that believes in mathematics. When you're out of debt and you believe in mathematics, you will see that the one that's invisible controls the one that can be seen by everyone. And then you'll go, oh crap, okay, I do this instead of that. Yeah, that's it. That's how you be rich. Cosmic Wisdom says, now I LJ your terms. You are exposing key concepts to the masses in an approachable way. I'm not knocking your style or delivery. Oh no, I don't think you are. I don't think you are at all, Cosmic. I don't, especially when it comes to you, I don't think of you of any, what you say. I listen. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't think like that at all. I want to make sure that's clear. And I don't think of that you or that. I value all your input. Yellow J says, here's a tip. If you have a house, look at your property insurance premium. I just revised mine and saved almost half. Wow. Especially as the dwelling coverage and cost to rebuild is decreasing. I just created hundreds of phantom income per month. You sure did. That's exactly what you did. And I'm sure Cosmic knows more about that kind of stuff. Because even when I hear you say that, Yellow J, I have no knowledge of that stuff. None. Scout says, LJ, you are hilarious with going to look at cars and hoping they're not financing all of that. I can't help it, man. I saw some nice motorcycles yesterday. I saw some nice cars and trucks. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's cool to look at it. But I just say to myself, I just hope you're not financing that. I saw this guy, this young dude, he's in his 20s. You can see, and you don't realize when you're in your 20s and you do things like this, you don't realize you're telling the world that you're in your 20s. You just don't know you're doing that, right? But anyway, he's coming down. He got this bright red yellow Camaro with Lamborghini doors on it, and he's driving up and down the strip with these doors open like a Lamborghini. It's like, okay. All right, first of all, you're telling the world that you're 25 because only 20, when you're in your 20s, you do stuff like that, right? Number two, yeah, you got the doors, but it's not a Lamborghini, it's a Camaro. All right. And so I hope you realize that you just devalue that car by thousands of dollars, because now there's only very few people that are going to want Lamborghini doors on a Camaro. There's a certain there's a certain age group. By putting those Lamborghini doors on this brand new Camaro, you just limited the resale value of that car to a very limited few. Good luck. I hope you're not making payments on that, because you're looking cool. But if I pull them over and say, hey man, you making payments on that? And he says yes, I'll be like, oh my God, you have no idea what you just did. You just committed financial suicide. Sure did. That's how it works, Yellow J. Phantom income. By doing something that the majority of people don't do, you just created phantom income. Anything the opposite of the majority, money, taxes, everything, that's money in your pocket. You try to explain that to somebody in debt. That's why it's only that why they call it phantom income, because it's phantom to those in debt. Quentin Cameron says, you're right, LJ. Myrtle Beach will be packed every day and every weekend until Labor Day weekend. Sure will. Went down there yesterday. Packed like nothing ever happened. You think I would get out my car and walk through those crowds right now? Hell no. Hell no. Dave Sincere says, yes, outside looks like nothing is wrong. I have a joint bank account with my mom. I put money in it for her. What she doesn't realize is that I can see all the activity on it. My mother goes to the bank, abs withdraw money every day or every other day, even during Thursday's pandemic. I called her yesterday and scoffed. I asked, why are you going to the bank every single day? She says, what's she say? I'm being safe. I'm wearing my gloves and mask. I just shook my head. I told her, stop going out when you don't have to. My mom is still going out shopping like nothing is wrong, going every day to the store. Exactly. You know what? It's buying everything, wasting money, almost 70. So, and she's almost 70. Good luck. Good luck with that, man. Cosmic One says, yeah, you're right. Just different perspective to see the whole picture. Just like a puzzle. Exactly. That's a better way to put it, Cosmic. First, we got to get to, in order for us to even be on the same level of perspective, we first must get on the other side of zero, right? We must get out and say, okay, hey, if you want to be rich, you got to believe in mathematics. Okay, cool. We got that established. And now, once you're on the other side, I don't think it's just different levels. Just by listening to you say, wow, I just realized my dad owned all of the time in his life for the last 40 years. That's just, okay, cool. Now it's a perspective that you'll never forget now, right? It's just, so once I create, just imagine this. And I'm excited about this group, right? When I create this group, and a whole bunch of like-minded people with different perspectives, imagine how big of the piece of puzzle we can put together from the pieces that we are each missing right now. Can you imagine that? Oh man. To be able to go to, check this out, to be able to go to a group, soon as you find your passion, you're going to start doing whatever, and then you're going to start making money. Now you'll be able to know exactly how to skip all the missteps from the scammers that people are telling you wrong. You go to this group and you say, hey man, I'm trying to do this and I want to do that, and everybody in that group will know you're trying to do it from a debt-free perspective and will give you the correct mathematical answer. Yellow J says, there is a huge value in the SMD collective for a fact, man. Yes, I'm the founder, but just see how I'm laying this out between Cosmic and I. Even you, Yellow J, we're putting these pieces together. Dave and Sarah, it's like it's just different perspectives. Nobody's really higher than another person. Yeah, we're debt free, and you're not. Of course, we're at a different level in that perspective because we're on the other side of zero. But Yellow J, you know why zero is a round number, because you have to go through zero to get to the other side of zero. Zero says, hey man, you got to go through me. That's why I'm round. I don't know if that's a fact or not. I'm just making that up. But I'm just saying, in order, like, if you want to see how to make, if you want to get to $1 million, yeah, you just got to peek your eye through the zero and say it's that way. Nicer says, tribes in South Dakota have roadblocks to keep the virus out. Might seem like extreme measures, but that's how they value community and everyone's health. Wow, they keep out people physically. Okay. David says, my bad. I was on my cell phone typing, hence all the typos. Moved to my desktop now. Oh, excuse me. Cosmic says, that's a great tip. I lowered my insurance this year. I did the exact same. See what I'm saying? So, for example, I don't have a house, right? And then when I come in a group and say, hey, I'm about to buy a house in this particular group, I'll have people in the group tell me exactly what to do. Like, for example, this is another example. Like when I'm 50, okay? First of all, I can't wait 30 years to get I can't get a 30-year mortgage. I'm not doing that, right? So I have to figure out how to make the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. How am I going to do that? By believing in myself. By believing in myself. That alone, people don't even, what's your plan? Me. How do you know you're going to become a millionaire, LJ? Because I said it. Then I come into this group and this is my plan. I'm going to buy a house from it's going to be either, because there's a housing market crash coming, right? Buy a house, either foreclosure, tax lien, whatever. I'm not paying full price, whatever. Even when the housing market crashes, I'm still not going to pay the price of the house that it would be for sale for during a housing market crash, because I'm going to buy a foreclosed home, right? And then I want to create a business and put that house under the LLC, right? And rent from myself. I own the business, right? And then I will personally rent from my business. So if anybody asks me, hey, Linnell, do you own that house? I say, nope, I'm renting. LJ, aren't you wasting money? Probably to you if you're in debt. If you're in debt, yes, it will most definitely sound like I'm throwing away money to you, person in debt. By doing that move alone, should have my house paid off in it counts on even how much I get the house. I'm throwing 5 to 7 years, but I have no idea how hard of a crash this is going to be, but it's going to be a big one. Nothing. I want you guys to understand something. Nothing's going to stop it. Nothing can stop it. Yellow J says, I'm going to bust the F through through zero. You don't even, hey, Yellow J, you don't have to bust through it. It's an opening. You just go right through it. You don't have to bust through anything. You notice, like, when you ask the average person to count, say, hey man, count to 10. They go 1, 2, 3. You want to? Nobody ever thinks to say, hey, stop. What about zero? Zero's a number. How come you're not using zero? They won't be able to have that answer for you. And you would say, zero is a number, right? Well, yeah. Then how come you didn't use it? They're still not going to have an answer for you. You know why? Because they never thought about it. Nobody wonders why zero is round. Why is zero round? Why is it a hole, round with a hole in it? Because you must go through it to get to the other side. It's open. You can go either way. You could choose to go. Which way you choose to go through zero is totally up to you. If you want to go south through zero, you can. It's open. He's not blocking anybody to go either way. You can go north or south. It's totally up to you. He's not blocking. Zero's not blocking anybody. Come on, you guys. It's Q&A Sunday. I always do a lot of talking, but it's up to you. How many of you guys interested in that group, man? What do you guys think? I gotta just see what people are charging for, like, private groups on YouTube. When I hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, OnlyPage or OnlyFans," I just like, it sounds like the majority are going to OnlyFans, so I'm probably not going to do it because the majority of people are doing it. I would do the opposite of the majority. I probably just keep it simple. Everybody can find me here on YouTube. I might as well just keep it here. I try to take out any extra step to help people in this debt game, because if anybody one extra step, if they have to, like, if they're in say, like, they're in Facebook, right? And then somebody posts something that supposedly takes them out of Facebook to YouTube or some other app. People don't like that stuff. They don't want you taking them anywhere. They want to stay within where they're at because it's less steps, right? I'm going to keep it simple. Cosmic says, StreamYard, I hope on, tell LJ what you think. Oh, okay, yeah. Hop on. Okay, I'm like, hope on. Hop on. I'm saying hope. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about the private group. If you want to come on and say something, totally up to you. Click on the link. Scout says, LJ, I'm definitely down with the private chat. You know I'm in. It's gonna be private chat, private videos, private live videos, all that. Jump just 1 second, Cosmic. There you go.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just wanted to give you feedback about this group, and I know you're still thinking about it. I think it's a great idea since you're asking for feedback.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
I'm intrigued. Yeah, I'm intrigued. I got
like
some,
what we just talked about right now. I can
burning.
imagine that. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I've got some coals burning, but I'm definitely intrigued and excited to see what it'll be all about.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I know you're asking for feedback about the concept you're laying out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm definitely excited to see what's coming out the chute.
Yeah.
I've got some stuff cooking too, so we'll see. My time may be sucked away, but it may not.
Right.
But I think it's a great idea,
Okay.
whether my time or not to be sucked away. I think some people in the group, like you said, it'd be good to kind of be like a mastermind. Is
Mhm.
what I'm thinking. You're thinking.
Yeah, because you get a lot of
Mhm.
like-minded people in there making all the pieces put together, man, and just making a bigger puzzle for everybody, a complete puzzle for everybody at the
Mhm.
same time. So yeah. Yeah, I
So
appreciate it,
I'm
Cosmic.
happy to see you're back, by the way.
Thank
But
you, thank you.
I think it's a great concept, and I'm excited to see how you're
So
gonna move with it going forward. For
so
sure.
so that means it's gonna happen. So what I'm gonna be doing for the next few days, I'm gonna figure out this YouTube stuff, join groups or whatever, and kind of do my research and get that going right away.
Nothing wrong with that. Well, I'm
Hmm.
gonna hop off. I'm not gonna hold you,
All
but I
right.
definitely wanted to get on live streaming. People, if you want to hop on live stream, check out the link
Hmm.
in the chat box on YouTube.
All
Have
right.
a good
Thank
one.
you. Thank you, Cosmic. Yeah. Thank you, Cosmic, for jumping on here. Appreciate it. Nice. It says, LJ, you stay on YouTube and we'll keep sharing your vids and getting the message out. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna stay right here. I'm gonna stay on the biggest stage. Right now, the biggest stage on the internet is YouTube. Right. You can watch and learn and be, you don't have to be a member. You don't have to be a member to see any of my videos. You don't have to, you can just come here, click play, and if you like it, you stay. You know what I'm saying? Period. Thank you, Jewel. Appreciate it. So now I gotta do some research. Like I said, I thought of it today before I got on. I was like, man, you know what? Instead of just giving away the most, it's like when you're in debt, you can't hear what it's like to be on the other side of zero because it's impossible for you to hear because you're in debt, right? So it's almost like I'm wasting those type of things in the general, like this room right here, it's free, right? It's pretty much a waste when people come across and hear it. They're gonna be like, what the hell is that? I don't really understand what, and it's just a total waste. Why not just give it to the people that can take this information and just conquer the world financially, and not a person, the majority of people in the world will have no idea how you're doing it, even if you told them. Even if you told them to their face, they still won't believe you. That's how you'll navigate through this financial world, man. It's just and I promise you, and I promise you, you guys, those of you guys that are on the other side of zero, I promise you this: if you walk into the bank with not one debt on your credit report, and you're going and you have 20% or more down for a mortgage, I promise you the bank is going to know that and they're not going to insult you with anything less than the best mortgage on the market. I promise you this. You walk in the bank, say, hey, of course they're gonna run your credit report. They run your credit report. You got good credit, good job, zero debt, and 20+% down, more than 20% down for the house. You better believe they're gonna respect you to the fullest. They're gonna know that you believe in mathematics. That's it. They're gonna be like, oh, this person believe in math. Why? They ain't got no debt. So we can't say, because think about it, if you came in there like that and then they pulled out and offered you a FHA mortgage, they know they would lose your business immediately. They're gonna know they're gonna lose your, if you walked in with that type of report, good job, money, 20%, and they said, oh, we offer you this FHA mortgage, they would say this person's gone. They would leave. And even when you come in there like that, they're gonna know, listen, they're gonna know you're gonna take your paperwork to a lawyer. Oh, these are the terms of this loan, this and that. And you say, okay, I'll get back to you in a few days. I'm gonna have my lawyer look over this paperwork. Okay, see you later. Yellow J says the day I get to zero, it will be exponential growth. The vivid curve will be jealous. Sure will, man. Imagine Yellow J, man, when imagine your checks with no debt. You know how fast your bank account is going to stack? And this is crazy, Yellow J. When you see how fast your bank account stacks, even that's going to make you mad. This is the private group type of chats. Even that's going to make you mad. You know why? Because you're going to realize how long you could have been doing that for years. And you know what else you're going to realize? There's not an investment in the world that will stack your money faster than that. Nothing. You are the person that can make yourself become a millionaire. Not any investment outside of you. You are the fastest. When you see those checks stacking up, you're going to be like, damn, I've been working for how long? If I had been doing that for the last 10 years, if you're young and you're listening to this, let me tell you something. If I could be young again, I think the maximum I would have physically worked is 10 years. 10 years. I would have worked the most. I would have worked from 20 to 30. By the time I was 30, I would have been done. I would have retired myself by age 30. Retired from regular working, not from working. Because when you're doing what your passion is, that's not work. You guys see me come online, this is Q&A Sunday. I'm still talking because this is not work for me. Cosmic says it may not be a total waste. You are at least exposing them to concepts that they not understand now, but will then wake up. Oh yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I understand what you mean, Cosmic, but it's like I'm talking about going into detail that I will in the private group, right? Because I'll be able to explain it in a way directly without explaining why I'm saying it, because everything I'm saying in the group will be mathematically correct because everybody in the group can check it for themselves. You see what I'm saying? So Herbert Walker says, I'm looking forward to housing prices going down in 2021. You better believe it's going to be 2021, 2022. Nothing's going to stop it. Nothing. Yellow J says, LJ, remember a month ago, I said we would all look back and remember it all started with you and the SMDs. There is a positive energy. I have just been waiting to be released. Yeah. I have just been waiting to be revealed. Excuse me. To be revealed. I know it, and it's inside you the whole time. That's why Yellow J, that's why we connect. You see my stuff because you see it. Right? That's why when you watch those videos, it just connects. Yeah, once it makes sense, it just it's almost like I equate it to, if you're trying to explain this feeling to somebody in debt, the best analogy I would say is like when somebody finds God and then they try to come to you and push it on you. Hey man, you need to be this person. You need to go with this religion because God said this and that, But it's like that. But it's something that you can mathematically prove, right? You can say, this is why you're so excited, because all it is just mathematics. Here, I can show you, look. But people won't believe it because they'll think you're preaching like you just found, because it sounds like that to the outside, like you just found a new religion, right? But it's really not that. You just discovered that math is the answer and you're just excited about it. And you want to tell your loved ones and your family and your girlfriend and your wife and blah, blah, blah. Cosmic Wisdom says may take a bit longer than 2021, but in time there will be a dip in the housing prices overall. I think there are deals to be had now, to be honest. In the future, just more choices as far as deals go. Yeah, true. It probably when I say 2021, I say that's when it's going to be starting. Okay, because it's happening. Just like Cosmic says, it's happening right now. Right? It's just, people trying to, the smart people are probably trying to sell their house right now to get out, because if they take a loss, they're going to take a loss. That's pretty much guaranteed bankruptcy, right? Think about it this way. When the people that are locked into the housing market prices now, the people that are buying, ooh, that just blows me away. The people that are buying houses right now, okay, at full. Now, I'm not saying the smart people with money. I'm saying the people that are buying houses at full retail value right now. Those people, right? You think about it. When this housing market crash happens and then they lose their job or they just don't have the hours that they used to have, guess what? That's pretty much guaranteed bankruptcy. That's pretty much guaranteed bankruptcy. you're not going to be able to afford to pay the bank. You're not going to be able to afford it. That's guaranteed bankruptcy. Now, some people might, some people might, a lot of people are going to do Chapter 13 believing that they're going to save their house, right? Hey, man, if I file debt bankruptcy, they can't take my house. Yeah, well, yeah, that's true, but that's not a good thing. Okay, don't people that go to Chapter 13, I get to save my house and my car. That's a very bad thing. That's not good. Any questions? So be looking forward to this week that I'm gonna figure out this whatever I need to do to get this private group going on this channel. And then that's where it's gonna go. The juicy stuff is gonna go there, and I'm gonna keep the basic stuff here. I'll make the connection between the two groups every now and then, but I'm not gonna really go into detail in this group. And like Cosmic said, I don't think it's a total waste of time, but it's very difficult for me to go deep into something when you don't really, if you're in debt, it's very difficult to accept and understand. Like the story I told earlier, you can't really understand that. Like, I'll give you another example. If you add up all your savings, like a lot of people believe that they're giving 15% of their income towards retirement. They really believe that they're putting 15% of their income. If they just listen to that statement, I'm putting 15% of my income into retirement, right? Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Yes, including your mortgage. Yes, including student loans. Yes, including collections. Savings minus debt equals your real income. Savings minus debt equals your real income. Now, whatever 15% of that, 15% of negative is still negative. You're not putting any money into retirement. None. That's mathematically impossible. But you can still see the money going into retirement, growing, quadrupling, stock market, this and that, and up and down, and blah, 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 whatever you think you're seeing, right? That's impossible with negative dollars. None of that is really happening. So what you're seeing is borrowed money. Because if you're in debt, you mathematically have to borrow that money. That's not your money. That's the bank's money. Now, if you choose not to believe it, it's just, hey, you just choose not to believe it. Now, these same people, they think they're investing in the stock market while at the same time having student loans too and negative debt. It doesn't make any mathematical sense. But listen, as long as they believe it, it's true. Gabriel says, bro, I'm not streets here. And people here freaking crazy because tomorrow they're opening traffic is long today. Oh, they're opening tomorrow, man. Well, like I said, the only thing I'm looking for is I'm trying to see, because I still think something drastic has to happen. I mean, look at it this way. And again, this is another one of those. I'm just giving you guys examples. This is another one of those private talk groups, right? I still believe something major has to, another stimulus package has to come through. That's my prediction. And this is why my prediction, right? Things are opening back up, but there's still millions of people with no jobs. The majority of the restaurants can only fill at 50% capacity. So that means 50% of the workers, 50% of the pay. I mean, less than pay. People have taken pay cuts. So on top of the 50% less hours, they're taking a 20% pay cut on top of the 50% hours. There was no way they can maintain that. No way. Now, the majority of people in debt, they're still going to try to maintain their lifestyle. I don't know why people in debt do that. They just do that. See what I'm saying? That's no way there's no way. That's mathematically impossible. So before people will starve, they will steal. When people think they're losing something, all morals go out the window. Crime happens, scams happen, so on and so forth. So in order to mitigate that, a stimulus package has to happen, because the people that are going to be suffering, they can't do anything about it because there's no jobs to get to change it. So in my opinion, a stimulus package has to happen. People want normal so bad. Look at them. They're just look at the cities opening up. They're spending like nothing ever happened. What do you mean? There's an economy crash coming. Don't you see it? And you're spending money like it doesn't happen, like it never happened. I saw an article the other day. Somebody signed. They got a backlog on cruise tickets or cruise line vacations. I'm like, what? This gal says, LJ just spoke to a young lady yesterday, and she said as soon as she receives her back pay from unemployment, she's getting a new car and apartment. A new car and an apartment. Instead of staying, I don't know her current position where she's at, but she probably has a nice used car right now, and she probably got a place that's reasonable priced, and she's ready to go back. She's ready to go deeper in debt. And you better believe what's enticing her. Those deals that the car lots are giving right now, 0%, 84 months finance and 6-month delay payments. That's ideal conditionings for people in debt. Ideal conditions. Hyphy says, I'll contact you behind the scenes regarding platform access for this group concept. Okay, cool, Hyphy. I appreciate that, man. I keep forgetting I got them young dudes. They know what's hip. They can help me skip a lot of the painful process of learning. Yellow J says, so with that 401k early withdrawal with no penalty, do you see that being a good thing? Well, I do. Like, say for example, I had a guy I talked to not too long ago, and he asked the question, should I pull from my retirement to pay off my house or whatever, right? And he didn't have that much debt, right? And I said, you know what I would do? Because his hours got cut and so on and so forth. I said, you know what I would do? I would pull from my retirement and pay off my car. I'll pay off my cell phones and some other things, some small other debt. I said I wouldn't pay off my house. No, that's too much in taxes. Don't do that. And plus, I asked what kind of mortgage he had. He had an FHA mortgage. I said, no, I wouldn't do that. And then I would pull the money. I said, because paying off those other things and getting on a different phone plan, blah, 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 it will help you cope with the mortgage payment that you have right now. You could still afford it with less, even though you're less hours at work. You could afford it, right? And then with no other debt, you will decide what you really want to do with that house, right? You will really start to look at it, and then you make the decision on the house. But paying off the house with your retirement, no, I wouldn't do that, especially on an FHA mortgage. No, sir. So there's pluses, but you got to remember, for the people that understand money, it's a plus to pull without penalty. But at the same time, you got to remember the amount of money you pull, you got to pay taxes on that money. Now it's a double-edged sword. People in debt see the 10% penalty being removed. They'll just pull the money because they just want it. They'll pull it. They're not pulling it to pay off debt. They're pulling it just so they can spend it, not realizing they probably go dig themselves deeper in debt and not realizing that they just push themselves higher in their current tax bracket. Righteous Media Group, Peace LJ, you and the S&B family. What's going on? Welcome. Scout says, LJ, I wanted to say something to her, but she felt she wouldn't take it in. Yeah, you can. Like when they say something like that to you, Ken, you got to understand that they've already made up their mind of what they're going to do. You're not saying anything that's going to change it. They're going to think you're trying to rain on their parade, and which you're not. You're just trying to give them financial advice. But you can feel if a person is ready to hear your advice. You can feel it. But if you see somebody that does that, hey, I'm gonna do this with my unemployment money. I'm gonna go get a new car and a house with my unemployment money. You know what you say to people? All right, cool, man. Congratulations. That's what you say. That's all you say. Congratulations. Gabriel says, LJ, will you ever write a book about that? Yeah, I'm gonna get to that point. Honestly, Gabriel, I got to start making some money. First, and by first, I got to have people know who I am. Before they buy my book, they have to know who I am. Once people know who I am and they trust me, Gabriel, then they'll buy my book. You know, it's like this. What's good of writing a book if nobody knows who you are? They'll never find your book. Like I've had people ask me, "You gonna write a book, LJ? You gonna write a book?" And I would always say, "Nah, man, you should write a book." I'm like, "Not if nobody knows me. Nobody's gonna pick up that book." The scout says, "LJ, she wasn't ready. She was too excited." See the excitement. She was excited about going into debt. No, there's no way she's ready to hear you. Not even close. She's excited about going into debt. She's not ready. Not even close. All right, you guys, if we don't have any more questions, we're going to end this in about 15 minutes or so, 15, 20 minutes at 2:30. Yellow J says, I agree. For me, I took it out. I know the taxes. I was in debt and not contributing. I paid off a 401k loan. That's excellent right there. And the money back in. I know the double tax stuff too, but I had no retirement with debt. Right. You didn't. The thing is, Yellow J, that okay? You knowing now, it's like this. Now that you know, that's cool. Okay, I did that. I messed up. Because right now, if we knew this at 20, I would have, if I knew this at 20, I would have maxed out every single 401k at every single job that I was at. I would have maxed out every single one. When I was in debt, there was no way I could even consider maxing out $19,500 a year into my 401k. There was no way I could afford to do that. I was in debt. So I never even considered it. So people in debt, you know what they do? They focus in on the match. Next group example talks. Private group example talks. Savings minus debt equals your match that you're getting in your 401k. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have to match in your 401k. It's in a negative. Yeah, you can't match negative. So if you believe you're matching negative, I guess you just believe it. I guess there's nothing really. There's really nothing else to say. Everything I'm saying, I can prove. I can. And if you're new to the channel and you don't believe it, I can prove to you what I'm saying to you. And if you walk away still not believing it, you got to go look in the mirror and ask yourself, how come I don't believe my own mathematics? That's what you got to say to yourself. How come I don't believe what I'm seeing on the calculator in front of me with my own hand? Once you change that, then you'll be free. But until you change that, until you believe in your own math, you're never going to be free. If you're one of the people out there that believe a student loan is a forever loan, you'll never be free. You'll be a slave until you're dead. So if you have accepted that, you're going to be a slave until you're dead. Period. It doesn't matter what house you live in. Student loans have a bedroom in your house. Student loans is in your back seat when you drive down your car. When you drive in your car, student loans are in the back seat. You could never get a two-seated car. You know why? Because student loans are going to always be in the passenger seat of that car. You have no room for anybody else. Now I know you look over there and you look in the seat and the seat looks empty. That's not true. It's student loans are sitting there. It will be up to you to believe that they're sitting there or not. All you got to do is do the math. If you do the math and you find out the student loans are sitting there, then you got a dilemma. Are you gonna believe your lying eyes, or are you gonna believe in mathematics? Thank you, Cosmic. Yeah, join that Discord server. I don't know if Hyphy's gonna do anything today, or sometimes Hyphy and Cosmic, they host some things going on in the Discord server. So if you want to say that now, Hyphy, if you are or not. Yellow J says, I am fixing all the wrongs. I will spread taxes over 3 years. And once I can start contributing, I won't owe taxes each of the 3 years by lower AGI. Yep. That's what you can do. Get it down to zero. You figure it out. Once you get out of debt, you can figure out how to legally, listen, Yellow J, when you get out of debt, you can legally never pay taxes again, legally. McDonald's does it. Amazon does it. People, and so crazy, people in debt, they believe that Amazon and McDonald's, they're not paying taxes because they're rich. It doesn't make it. You think they're not paying taxes because they're rich? Wait a minute. Okay, I want you to listen to what you're saying, and so you can think. Tax evasion is illegal. So what that means is everybody has to pay taxes. So why would you think rich people don't pay taxes? They just don't pay taxes like you do. They don't pay taxes like broke people do. Once you believe in mathematics, you'll be able to see that. It's really clear. It's not really anything hard to see. You could legally never pay taxes again, legally. Taxes are the only guaranteed ROI investment. They're the only one that's guaranteed. And you're probably thinking, why is that? Because the majority of people don't. Always do the opposite of the majority and you will win. So if the majority of people believe taxes are bad and you don't, you win. That's money in your pocket. Because taxes aren't bad. They're just taxes. They're not doing anything to anyone. People in debt will never be able to see that. I would have never been able to say to you on the mic today that taxes can help you build wealth. Taxes are the only guaranteed ROI ever. Return on investment. It's guaranteed. There's no other investment in the world that is guaranteed other than taxes. It's called phantom income for a reason. It's only phantom to those who don't believe in mathematics. Believe that. Anybody, any questions in here? Any questions? Well, once I learn, like I said, once I talk with Hyphy and see what the plan's going to be, because he's going to help me skip a lot of steps. And I'm sure when I come up with a vision, he knows exactly which direction I'm going and knows what I'm trying to do, what I need to do, where I'm going, blah, blah, blah. And that's going to happen. Then I'm going to create special content over there that you must pay to see, pay to hear, pay to take, pay to listen, to hear other SMD family members in the group collab just with This is going to be so cool because when we get in this group, we can leave all the feelings out of it. We can be in this group and know the advice that we're giving each other. We're not trying to kick you while you're down or talk about you and make you feel bad. No, this is advice that you need to become wealthy. Wealthy is the goal. You guys, and I'm gonna tell more of my personal stories in that group because those are the people that deserve to hear it because they'll understand it. I put everything into this, man. You guys don't even when you put. I don't know how to explain this part, but if you put, what kind of strength it takes to put all of your energy into something that you can't see, touch, smell, taste, touch, nothing. You know what kind of faith that you must have in yourself? I know what I'm doing right now, a lot of people will never be able to do it ever. They're way too scared to do it. Hey man, you got anything guaranteed at the end of the rainbow, Linnell? Nope. How do you know? Because I said it. It's like you like people don't really understand, like, for example, just this YouTube thing, right? This YouTube thing. You know how hard it is to get 1,000 subscribers? Now, people that haven't done it, or maybe they're trying, do you know how hard it is to get 1,000 subscribers? Yeah, I know you can buy them, and I'm talking about real. I'm not talking about no shortcuts. No, because sometimes, have you ever went to somebody's YouTube channel and they got 20 subscribers and they got no videos? That doesn't why would somebody subscribe to somebody with no videos? They're just doing it just to do it. Now I'm talking about real subscribers. Actual people. You know how hard that is? Just a requirement to be able to monetize your channel on YouTube. I love the rules. 1,000 subscribers plus 4,000 watch hours. They make you put in some work. If you want this privilege to start monetizing your stuff, you have to earn that privilege. And then once you get there, you got to figure out how to keep it. You can't just and that means you got to put up valuable content constantly. Now, when I do this is natural. This is not even, I don't even have to try. I barely even think about it. Take it easy, Ken. Cosmic Wisdom says, I do, LJ. You get to the point of obsession because you are focused on your vision. Yeah. It becomes an obsession. It does. And so crazy, Cosmic. I'm glad I have a woman in my life that will where she catches me when because sometimes I'll get too focused and become too obsessed. I forget what's happening around me, right? Enjoying the sunny weather, going out, just taking a walk, just walking with her, going to have some ice cream or something, just the natural things in life that you can enjoy, right? Sometimes I become so focused and she brings me back in. And the only reason why I listen to her, because I love her and I know she loves me. So this is the same way when we get into this group. This is going to be a group comprised of love, trust, mathematical accuracy when it comes to money. Because let me tell you guys something you guys are going to try to become an entrepreneur. And I'm going to tell you something that many people don't tell you because they're driven by money. All right. Don't go out here looking to make a lot of money. First, discover your passion. And then remember this, especially during a pandemic, people don't financially trust anybody. And rightfully so, because there's a lot of desperate people out there just coming out here making up stuff just to get your money. So what you should do is become trustworthy. In order for you, your main point should be this: building trust with people. Be the opposite of the majority, right? You go out into this world knowing that the first thing you got to do if you want to be successful is earn the people's trust. Once you earn their trust, they will pay you what you're worth because they know they can trust you. So if somebody's going to spend $100 with you for something from you, they can walk away knowing that they're going to get it. And they're going to become more from it. They're going to grow from whatever it is your passion is. This is just my passion. This is mine. This is my gift to other people, just like Cosmic and I were just collaborating just that short minute. These two different perspectives put together like a jigsaw puzzle. I believe everybody has a passion. Everybody. Everybody has a passion. You just gotta know it's there. You gotta know it's there. Gabriel's right. Yeah, 1,000 subscribers. That's a lot. That's a lot, especially when you're not buying it. You're not getting a bunch of fake ones and this and that and da da da. It's there's not a lot of people that do it. And I like that YouTube has done that. I at first when I first started, I was like, damn. In order for me to get super chat, I got to get 1,000 subscribers. YouTube says, yep, you got to put in some work. And sometimes I'll hear people like like when people say, hey man, don't use super chat, they'll take this and that percentage. Yeah, that's true, but at the same time, without their platform, I wouldn't be getting a penny, let alone 50%. I can't get 50% of nothing. And then trust me, when you do your taxes right, you get that money back. Not all of it, but you get a majority of it back. You just got to know how to do your taxes right. Cosmic says, at times you got to force yourself away, but don't mind the grind. Yeah, that's very important because you know what, Cosmic? This is weird, but I know a person like you will understand it. I couldn't when I worked, I let my Systems Engineer 3 title become me. And I thought I was it. I thought I was somebody with that title. Right? So now I cannot let SMD become me because it's not me. It's really, if you think about it, without you guys' help, I wouldn't even know this, right? But it's an SMD family. It's not me. It's just SMD, right? So I don't let myself become it because that's still not me. Even though I'm the founder of it and made this up or whatever, right? It's still not me. Harvey says, Gabriel, subscribers don't matter. What you want is supporters. I'd rather have 20 supporters over 2,000. And he's right. And Hyphy, the reason why I even mention 1,000 subscribers is because that's what YouTube says in order for me to be monetized. That's the only reason why I'm saying subscribers. So Hyphy's right. Subscribers don't matter. Subscriber count really, what I'm learning is that subscriber count really gets in the way because people will judge you by your subscriber count. That's why I just hide it. I just take anything that will prevent somebody to stop looking at my videos and see what the point of the videos are. Because some people will, if I noticed this, and even Gabriel mentioned this one time. Gabriel said he suggested my channel to one of his friends or a couple of his friends. Friends come over and look at my channel and say, oh, he doesn't know anything. He only has 1,000 something subscribers. It's like, so that means you didn't watch none of the videos. You just saw the subscriber count and said, oh, it's nothing. See? So now I remove it. So now they have no choice but to judge it by maybe they judge it by the view count of the videos now, or they have to do a little more digging to 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 come back and say something negative, right? The majority of them go, the majority of people say, "Oh man, his hours are like his videos are like 2 or 3 hours long. Oh man, I ain't watching that. That's exactly who I don't want anyway. So it's working." If the average person comes over and looks at the length of the video without clicking on it and saying, "Oh my God, that's just too long," that's exactly who I don't want. I don't need them to watch the videos because it's not for you. They're not ready. And even people that follow, I'll hear this every now and then. Oh man, your stuff sounds repetitive. That means you're ready to move on because math never changes. It will never change. But sometimes people like that, you know what they're really asking for? They're asking for what's on the other side of zero. And I can't really talk about it too much in this side of this free side of it because the majority of people don't understand. So with the people that come back and say, "Oh man, this is repetitive," yes, it's repetitive here, but in the new group that I'm going to create, it won't be repetitive over there. Damn, excuse me. Hold on for a second, you guys. 1 second here. You might hear a pop. I had to turn my gnat zapper back on here. We didn't have gnats like this in Seattle, man. It just wasn't like that. Maybe it's too cold for them there. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. Unless you guys have any more questions. Unless you have any more questions, feel free. Now is the time. Hyphy, if you want to throw anything in there right now anything you want to say for the Discord group, you can go ahead and throw that in right now. And I'm gonna schedule a time. Let's make up a time so we can talk about what I need to do for this to create this group on YouTube, or if that's the best choice. Yeah, because you're a youngster, so you know the best route on that kind of stuff. So fill me in there. Any other questions? Any questions at all? Any questions? All right. Let me double check before I end this video. So make sure. Oops. Because sometimes the text messages come in late. View on YouTube. Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead and end this now. All right. You guys have a wonderful Sunday. Okay. All right. Later.